Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Andrew Duncan with Cloud Adoption Solutions, and we are so excited to continue our web series of Trailblazers we love. Today, we have the amazing Rebecca Glasser. Thank you so much for being here. We're just so excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we're so excited. I know that you work closely with Shannon, and you guys have a great personal friendship and a working relationship, which is awesome. So I know she speaks really highly of you. So we're just super pumped to have you here today.
Shannon's wonderful. I can't say enough good things about her. So
Yeah, me either. But yeah, so I think that you're gonna have so much great info for the people who are viewing this back at home. So I guess we can get right into it. Like, how did you get your start in the Salesforce ecosystem? I would love to hear how your journey began and like how you ended up here where we are today.
you may hear this a lot, but I fell into it.
Mhm.
In 2014, I was finishing my master's degree and I was the HR integrations person at the time. And HR actually was starting with Salesforce for
Mhm.
cases. So there was a team that was implementing Salesforce and I was helping them with their data, figuring out what data they needed, how to set things up, and then how to get the integrations over. So I had never heard of Salesforce before. It's
Right, right.
amazing, funny to think. So I was trying to decide what to do after my or after my master's degree. Admin job came open, I applied and I got it. And it was really excited because it was a whole new world to play in.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You'd be very surprised. You're not the first person in the Trailblazers We Love webinar series that has said that they fell into Salesforce and they didn't know what it was until they began their journey, which is like so crazy.
It really is. And to see Salesforce, I think back in 2014, to see how
Mhm.
much it's grown, it's insane.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And who knows where it will be, in the next, couple of years. It's really
Yeah.
So as a person who's like really plugged in, I know that you're like very active in like the Trailblazer community. What would you say is like a good Salesforce resource? Like what kind of blogs or like maybe like a trail mix? Like what is something that you think like, oh, everybody should be using this resource?
Salesforce break.
Okay.
I plug them all the time.
Yeah.
My big thing right now is I needed to learn Flow, and
Hmm.
Flow is a complicated tool and can be confusing. And so Salesforce break, there's a Udemy course, there's an advanced bootcamp course, and so that's really what helped me learn Flow. There's also a Slack channel too for Salesforce break. I highly recommend it.
Great. That's an amazing answer. And then as a person who's like really plugged into Salesforce, and I know that you're like a really big expert, what would you say is like the best Salesforce product that you think is like underrated? Like what are people not using or not using like enough of?
So, gosh, the product. That's a that's a really good question. Um, I actually don't really know the answer to that because I'd say we use things limited as well. One of the things I wish we could use is omni-channel. I
Okay.
don't know
Yeah.
much about other companies. I really think that it might help us here. I think the other thing, like we don't use macros, and I
Okay.
think that macros might be really helpful. I think if you're the person who really likes using the keyboard instead of the mouse, I think macros would be great.
Yeah.
But that's just based on my company as well. So I don't know.
Right.
Others may be using it. So
Yeah, I that makes sense to me. And now as like someone who like frequents like all the Salesforce places online, what would you say is like a prediction? Like it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but do you have like a Salesforce prediction since you've been like in the ecosystem since 2014 that you've seen maybe and you think, okay, this is where we're going or this where we might be headed?
I don't think they're stopping anytime soon. It's going
Sure.
to continue to grow, develop new clouds. I mean, they've got loyalty cloud now. They've got I think they have the health cloud. I think I may have seen something about automotive, or I'm not sure if I'm making that
Yeah.
up, but it wouldn't surprise me. So I don't really know specifically what else is out there, but Salesforce is
Yeah.
going to find it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's going to be really interesting, especially in the next 5 years. Will be a
Yeah.
really interesting time. Well, like enough about that. as we're wrapping up here, I know that we always ask people on these webinars like what they're up to, like if they have a recommendation about something that they like recently, like a book, a podcast, music. Like, so what are you into right now, and like what would you like to share with the people who are watching this?
I'm a huge space geek, so my favorite book of all time, I'll put it up here. Failure is Not an Option. It's actually by Gene Kranz, and those who have seen Apollo 13, Ed Harris played him. It's crazy to me. So it talks about the space program from Mercury through Apollo, and they had like these 20-year-olds in mission control, like making these life or death decisions, but they had leadership who trusted them.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot about management from the book. So it's just an incredible read, and it's really one of my favorites. I could talk books for ages. So, like I read a whole bunch of stuff, Terry Pratchett. So if anyone wants to have a book discussion, I am on LinkedIn and Twitter, so feel free to
Yeah.
connect with me.
We will put your social media links in the caption below. And we can also put a link to that book. So if someone wants to go read it and is interested, they can do that as well. So like, as we wrap things up, like what are you up to lately? Is there anything that people should know about that's coming up on your calendar? Anything that you would like people to like tune in for?
So I just did a automate this session with Jen Lee yesterday from Salesforce on converting workflows to flows. And my goal for that, I was really honored to be asked, but I've converted 2 orgs over from workflows to flows. And my goal was, I know there's a lot of anxiety, so I'm hoping that I can help reduce the anxiety in the community about it as well.
Yeah, amazing. I think that's so important. So I would love to put that into the caption below as well, so that people can go link to that video and watch it, and maybe quell their anxieties as well.
That'd be great.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Rebecca. Like, we just are so excited to have you. I think this is like a perfect installment in the webinar series, and we're just so happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and everybody back at home, if you do have a Salesforce question, feel free to reach out to us at Cloud Adoption Solutions. We do offer our help with development, customizations, any type of Salesforce needs that might be out there. So feel free to reach out to us. But thank you again to our viewers. We've had a wonderful time, and please tune in to our next video. Will be posted here, so remember to follow us. Thank you so much.